Hello, everybody. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. The fog advisory has been extended from Minnesota into parts of eastern North Dakota and eastern South Dakota as well. Your forecast update and a look at roads coming up right now. You're watching Hutch's Weather.
Now, a Hutch's Weather Update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
All right, thanks to my sponsors and thanks to you. I couldn't be more fortunate to be here talking to you about the weather tonight. Now, notice the eastern counties in North Dakota from the Devil's Lake Basin through Grand Forks all the way toward the South Dakota border now placed in that fog advisory as we head through the overnight hours. Now, fog visibilities, rather, in the circles here are on their way down to a mile or less in places, so keep that in mind. Overnight, temperatures are slowly going to fall, but we also have a southerly component to the wind bringing air with more moisture into our area. And that means the chance for fog is significant. Now, temperatures are going to be hovering near freezing, and that means watch for slippery spots. So a look at the fog advisory from the National Weather Service, basically much of eastern North Dakota, all of western Minnesota, and South Dakota on the eastern fringes as well, will have low visibility, which will impact driving, and it will be slippery as well. Let's take a look at what the latest is with regards to the North Dakota road reports here, and then we'll look at Minnesota as well. Now, we do see blue here. Blue means that we have some wet roads. Wet and slushy roads possible from the Valley City zone all the way north of Fargo toward the international border. It does include portions of the highway, let's call that the Highway 5 corridor and the Highway 2 corridor off to the northeastern quadrant of North Dakota. As we take a look at what's going on, as we look into the Cavalier zone, we can see at least the visibility toward the day as the day closes onto the horizon. So that's good. Here, let's check out the road at Bozeman. The interstate conditions have improved greatly. We do see some fog in the light fixtures there that are working their way into the region. Here's Grand Forks as we look at the east side of town. And I think this is mainly the lens, but certainly some reduced visibility taking place out there as well. Get into the Buxton area. We do have some icy roads reported on Highway 200. Keep that in mind. We do have limited visibility in places there as well. And the Valley City zone, as we look in on the Oriska rest area, the visibility right now reducing, and we see a lot of very slushy snow on the side roads there as well. Get down toward the South Dakota border, and this is what we're seeing at the state line on I-29. The visibility as we head into the overnight hours will be reducing as well. Now a quick peek at what we're seeing in and around the state of Minnesota on your roads, and here's what you need to know. We do have the fog advisory basically for the entirety of the state. The pink roads up here in the northwestern quadrant are rough and they are tumble. The south winds have caused some of that wet snow to blow on the roads, and it's gotten pretty slippery, and it maintains a slippery cover on the roads as we look into the Thief River Falls zone from Goodrich through Thief River and Warren. So as we take a look at these roads, hey, the visibility, okay. We do have some snow on area roads there at times, and that's right up there hugging the train tracks there on the Highway 1 corridor. So keep that in mind. We're going to run into spots where that snow sneaks up and encroaches on area roads. Here's Highway 59, south of Brooks, and this is what things are looking like, sweaty in the air there. As we take a look at the Highway 10 corridor east of Fargo, here's Lake Park. You could see that the visibility, at least toward the road surface, is okay, but it looks a little soggy out there in other places. Interstate 94 will go to that Dalton and Fergus Falls area here, and we could certainly see that there is some areas of fog in the lights and sweaty looking roads right now. Temperatures hovering above freezing. Look at all the crash icons taking place in the Sartell to St. Cloud district. All of these pink colored or purple colored asterisks are crashes on area roads. Those are near the Piers area, in and around Little Falls, and not far from the Brainerd Lakes area. As we look in on the highway or interstate corridor here, this is at the Avon exit. We do have the semis looking good, but the road conditions not so great with some fog. And we do have an eastbound report of animals on the roadway on eastbound I-94. That's no fun. So with reduced visibility, you got to give yourself a little extra stopping distance out there. Let's take a quick peek at your forecast now. As we go through the overnight hours, we're going to look at a high resolution model. This is a little different one than the one we focused on in my earlier broadcast. And here we go. Now, as I switch over the model here, bear with me while I grab one that takes us out in time just a bit further. And has another perspective on this particular weather event as we work our way through. Now, as we take a look, first we'll look at the forecast for precipitation. As we go through the overnight, fog will be a problem. Southerly winds across Minnesota will be stronger than North Dakota. There could even be some clearing in north central North Dakota, allowing for some mighty cold conditions. So where temperatures at the surface drop below freezing, well, we could get some of that freezing fog, and when some mist starts to work its way in from Montana as we go through our Friday. Check this out. By the time we get to mid-morning, here we go. Mixed precipitation, slippery roads. The time frame on this is midday Friday, lunch hour Friday, all the way from the Minot area all the way into the Devil's Lake Basin. A chance for some mixed precipitation. We will see rain aplenty in southern Minnesota and Iowa that works its way through. The freezing precipitation and mixed precipitation ships northward up into portions of southern Manitoba, and we should stay fairly quiet, albeit with a little bit of gray in the skies throughout the day. Meanwhile, tomorrow night, Friday night, we'll see some of the rain switching over and mixing with snow near the Twin Cities to Duluth. Keep that in mind. By Saturday morning, the rain becomes snow, and that will extend into Wisconsin, and that's your forecast. So, summarizing everything with a quick look at your 7-day planner here, as prepared by myself, we're going to see temperatures steady all day long as we go through the day here in the FM area. I'm expecting temperatures to hover in the mid-30s almost all day. Morning fog, mixed spit, mainly west of town, and we'll have rain showers that become snow into Saturday morning way to the east toward the Twin Cities. For us, not much significant precipitation in Fargo. We stay near 32 or freezing on Saturday, and then it's starts coming down after Sunday with north winds taking hold. We're into the 20s for your New Year's Eve celebrations, New Year's Day. Woo! We're talking about the kazoos that'll start freezing over. If you have a metal kazoo, don't touch your lips to it unless, of course, you have it warmed up, as we'll have some single-digit cold air coming into the forecast area. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. You can get the very latest in your forecast, and also you can see the very latest Hutch's Weather Kit live from the showroom floor out there at Luther Family Ford with Xander Wilkie. Check out my website to see his performance, or look for it here on my Facebook page. And if you have a youngster who'd like to help me figure out this wild weather, I'd love to have you on board. Check out hutchesweather.com to sign up to be a weather kid. For now, make sure you're checking your road reports on hutchesweather.com. They're right there for you at the top of the page. For now, have a wonderful evening. Stay warm, drive slower, and arrive safe. And we'll check in again a little later as we close out our work week and we close out the whole year. Oh no.